everybody, as we celebrate America's 248th birthday. Happy birthday, Uncle Sam. From the Frank Beck Chevrolet Studio Annex, this is Time Out Overtime on the Time Out Overtime YouTube channel. I'm your host, Rick Arsenal. Before we do anything, if you haven't done it yet, get down there in the corner and smash that like and subscribe button. Would you please? You'd be doing me a big favor. I've got an awful lot to try to cram into here, folks, in the next 20 minutes or so. I'll do my best to get you caught up on everything that's transpired the last couple of days. So here we go. Time Out Overtime is sponsored in part by Frank Beck Chevrolet on M99 between Hillsdale and Jonesville. If it's time for a new-to-you vehicle, let the sales professionals at Beck's help you choose the right vehicle. New or pre-owned, Beck's has the top selection in the tri-state area with over 200 vehicles in stock. Stop by and see for yourself, and when you're ready, ask for Russ McMorty, Chris Hodis, Danny Smith, Adam Schaefer, Blake Bryant, Cameron Mincio, Bob Flynn, or Peyton Lucas. And when it comes time to service that new-to-you vehicle, the service pros at Beck's can fix it. Any make, any model, Ford or domestic, Beck's can fix it. And if you have a bit of a crunch or fender bender, Beck's Body Shock and put it back together looking just as good as new. So for all your automotive needs, look no further than Frank Beck Chevrolet on M99 between Hillsdale and Jonesville, 517-849-2886. You see that? Okay. All right. I got a new sign. Okay. You like it? Okay. Or on the web at frankbeckchevy.com. Come experience the Frank Beck difference. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. Because I think we got a lot to get to. First things first here. Maybe the most important, the most important news of the day. Here we go again. I got to have a slug of water here. Hang with me here. I got the AC on so high in the office here, it's drying my throat out. Because, that AC takes all the moisture out of the air. The Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest today. Congratulations to the winners. Mika Sudo has defended her title, won her 10th women's title by chowing down 51 hot dogs and buns in 10 minutes. So congratulations to Mika Sudo. And a newcomer, since Joey Chestnut was absent today, he was not there. You know the story behind that. Patrick Bertoletti wins the men's titles. He coming very close. I didn't see it, but apparently this was a very close contest. He came from behind at the end, and they ended up winning this thing. He chowed down to 58 hot dogs. And as I said, in one of the closest races in recent memory. So congratulations, Mika Sudo and Patrick Bertoletti. You don't wonder what that does to your gut. Really, I'd like to talk to a doctor, a gut doctor. Ask him what they're doing to their gut when they do eat so much food. Again, I told you, I'm probably wasting too much time on this. Everything I got to go through. There's a show on the cooking channel, not the food channel, cooking channel. It's called Man versus Food. Young man, obviously a big kid, at a particular restaurant, he'll go in there and sit at a table with a pile of food in front of him. That particular restaurant's specialties, whatever they have on the menu. And like I said, it's a lot of food. And he's got like 30 minutes to eat it. There are people standing around him, cheering him on. If he eats everything within the 30 minutes, he gets a free T-shirt from the restaurant, specifically stating that what his accomplishment was, that he ate all that food in half an hour. Again, I don't know what that does to your gut, but in conjunction with this Nathan's contest, Doug Karsh of the 97 won the ticket and his partner on the midday show that they do from 10 to 2 every weekday, Scott Anderson, had a bet. Karsh does not eat any red meat, and so he bet Scott Anderson and their producer uh, that in the end, before this contest started today, that the Chestnut would show up and take part in it. Well, that didn't happen, so he lost the bet. So the bet was if Chestnut didn't show up, Karsh would have to eat an all beef hot dog sometime next week. If Chestnut had showed up, then Scott Anderson and his producer were going to have to eat a plant-based hot dog. So on the air sometime next week, Doug Karsh will have to down an all beef hot dog because he lost the bet. Again, I'd like to talk to a gut doctor to see what this does to your gut. Anyway, Tigers, you know, as soon as you saw the pitching matchup today, that they didn't have much of a chance. It was Kenta Maeda pitching. He was bad. Make a long story short, they lost the game I don't think they quite got 7 innings in because of the weather. They lost the game, I think 11-3. They did have a 3-0 lead early, but the Twins wasted no time teeing off on Kenta Maeda. Well, and then one Major League Baseball has come to. When Dan Dickerson came on the air today, he specifically stated that they were starting an hour ahead of time, an hour earlier than scheduled, in order to try to get 5 innings in. And on his pregame show, A.J. Hinch said he was waiting to hear back from Major League Baseball as to why they were starting a game in which they had no chance of finishing. And I doubt if you heard anything. It didn't matter. They would have lost anyway, even if they played 9 innings. So that's one change that has come to Major League Baseball now. They never used to do that. They monitor the weather, and if they see inclement weather on the horizon, they indeed will go in and start that game early. So the ball halftime times have really changed. So and they stopped play about the 7th inning. I don't know how many outs there were. And they had to wait. Apparently, they had to wait at least an hour before they called the game. Dan, when they left the area, he threw it back to the studio, said that the game was finished. They were going to resume play, but again, they had to wait an hour. So make a long story short, the Tigers were headed to Cincinnati for a weekend series there. As we get closer to the trade deadline, I think in the very near future, Parker Meadows has been doing pretty good at Toledo. I looked up his numbers here. I got him here. Parker, where are you? He's hitting, when he left the Tigers and headed down to Toledo, he was hitting like 096, something like that. And so right now he's hitting about 294. He's got an OPS of over 900. There aren't many hitters in the major leagues with an OPS of over 900. He's got 18 or 20 stolen bases, somewhere around there. He's been playing very well. But again, that's minor league pitching. I don't know where Spencer Torkelson is or what his progress is down there, but no. So anyhow, I would think maybe even after the All-Star game, you'll see Parker Meadows get called back up. Akil Baddoo will probably go back down. Look, Akil Baddoo is not a Major League Baseball player. You can say that about several Tigers. Zach McKinstry, several. It was good to see Colt Keith. He hit a home run today, I think in the first inning. But he's still only hitting 230. What he's showing us, though, is he does have power. So while Colt Keith got off to a bit of a slow start, I think he's a bona fide future Major League star. That's it for the Tigers. Yeah, I think that's all I want to say. Hit and miss. A few things I want to hit on here. If you hadn't heard, Max Clark, who's in the Florida League out of Lakeland down there at the Tigers single A ball, and Hyu Lee, that's the guy they got last year from Michael Lorenzen, will both be in the All-Star Futures game that was announced a couple of days ago. LeBron James is staying with the Lakers. Surprise, surprise. Now that his son is there, he signed a 2-year deal, pay him a little more than $50 million a year. I got a lot to say about the Lions, but I'm going to save that till Sunday. We will tell you that the Lion rookies will be reporting on the 20th. That's 16 days from now. I think the veterans will be in a few days after that. NFL Hall of Fame game is August 1st. That's the Bears and the Texans. So I'm marking days off on the calendar. 16 days until the Lion rookies report to Allen Park. So Javier Baez is still on his rehab assignment at Toledo. Kerry Carpenter had a setback with his back, not for a play on words, but folks, looks to me like we've seen the end of Kerry Carpenter for this year. The poor guy just can't stay healthy. I guess if it weren't for bad luck, he wouldn't have any luck at all. As I said down at Toledo, Parker Meadows has been playing very well of late, and I expect he will get called up probably after the All-Star break, which is in a couple of weeks. So I'd look for that to happen. If you hadn't heard, Jessica Campbell, congratulations to Jessica Campbell. If you don't know the name, she was just named to the Seattle Kraken coaching staff and is now the first female coach in the history of the National Hockey League. Jessica Campbell. Hard Knocks this year on HBO was featuring the New York Giants. And apparently the Giants director of pro scouting, Chris Rossetti, on the first episode had very high praise for the Lions offensive line. I'm not going to get into everything that he said, but if you want to see that, you can get the first episode of Hard Knocks up on YouTube. I haven't watched it yet either, but I intend to. Again, you get that up on YouTube. AZ Sports. Michael Payton of AZ Sports has come up with his prediction of NFC North records, what every team in the NFC North, what their record will be for this coming season. I'll get into that on Sunday. Pro Football Focus has ranked every offensive line in the National Football League 1 through 32. I'll tell you where the Lions fall in there and what they had to say about them. Christian Boer at Sports Illustrated has come out with 4 defensive players who could be poised for a breakout season with the Lions. I'll tell you about that. And before we get to what the Wings did and their big signing yesterday, I'll put in a good word for a good man at Quality PC, pardon me, in downtown Hillsdale at 37 Walton Street. Tim Lindley, who I've said many times before, if it were not for his help and assistance, I wouldn't be doing this right now. Thank you, Tim. You won't meet a nicer guy than Tim and his assistant, Zach, in the shop there. 37 Walton Street, downtown Hillsdale. That's a couple hundred feet west of Howell Street, on the north side of the street, right on the alley. Any tech service at all, any tech needs you have, these are the people you want to see. Computers, new or used, maybe the computer that you have now needs some work done on it. They'll take care of that for you. Maybe you just bought a big flat screen smart TV, you need that mounted and programmed. That's right up his alley. Maybe you're changing internet providers. You need installation on that. They can do that. Printers, new or used, anything, folks. These are the people you want to see. As I've said before, we are so blessed to have someone of their technical knowledge among us. So, Again, that's at 517-610-5372, or better still, as I said, they're 37 Walton Street in downtown Hillsdale. Get in there and see them. And when you do, if you would please tell them Miggy and Rick sent you. We would both appreciate that very much. Thank you. I need some more water here. Hang on. Hang on. Now, the late yesterday afternoon, word came down that the Red Wings had signed free agent Vladimir Tarasenko, most recently from the Florida Panthers. Played most of his years, he's 32, he played most of his years with the St. Louis Blues. He did win a Stanley Cup with them. Then he went out of the Rangers last year. He started out with the Ottawa Senators. They traded him to Florida, I think just prior to the trade deadline, but he was instrumental in helping the Panthers win a Stanley Cup this year. Well, that was his second Stanley Cup. I've got some stats on him here. Tarasenko, as I said, is 32. He was a plus 13 last year, combined with the Senators and the Panthers. I think it helps. Like I said, he just won his second Stanley Cup with the Panthers. He signed a 2-year deal with the Wings for $4.75 million a year. He scored 23 goals last year with 32 assists for 55 points in 76 games for Ottawa and Florida last season. Look, are the Wings better now than they were last week? I think they are. I don't know how much better. We stop and think about it. Patrick Kane will have a full. Now, Patrick Kane last year in 50 games had 47 points, 27 goals, and 20 goals and 27 assists for 47 points. Remember, he was just coming off a rather serious hip surgery. So he was rehabbing last year. This year, this offseason, he's working out. I don't know. Is he capable of scoring 30 goals or more? I think he is. I think he's still got the guy that I expected was a little bit disappointed in last year was Alex DeBrincat. I think the Wings will score as many goals this coming season as they did last season? No. But I think they'll give up less goals this coming season than they did last year, mainly due to the goaltending. We talked about that on the last show. Between Cam Talbot, by the way, Cam Talbot, when he's playing, you'll notice on his goalie helmet, it says Ron Burgundy. So he's a funny guy. And I liked everything that he had to say at the press conference. And before we get to, we'll talk about what Jake Bates, the Lions' new kicker, on Sunday as to why he signed with the Lions. I thought that was interesting what he had to say as to why he decided to go with them. But anyway, getting back to Tarasenko, you look at with Tarasenko, the Wings now have a forward group that features J.T. Compher, Andrew Kopp, Alex DeBrincat, Dylan Larkin, Lucas Raymond, and as I said, Patrick Kane, while having slightly more than $20 million left in cap space, where they're going to have to use that to re-sign Mo Seider and Lucas Raymond. But I think, as I said, I think Tarasenko, he's got a good shot. When you get, the older you get, the more your shot goes. But most of the hockey experts are giving this a B or a B plus. This deal, this trade. I know AZ Sports gave it a B plus. The Athletic gave it a B plus. They still think Tarasenko's got quite a bit left in the tank yet. So I like it. I like it. Hey, look, like I said, given with what the Waves have lost, and then you look at who they brought in. As I said, I don't think they'll score as many goals as they did last year, but they won't give up as many as they did either. I fully expect them to make the playoffs. I talked about the goalie situation on the last show. And I don't think they're done yet. They might be as far as free agency goes, but doesn't mean they can't still make a trade yet. And that's a good possibility. No, very good possibility. As I said, Tarasenko, yeah, hell yes, man. Nice going, Stevie. Nice going. That's about it. As I said, we'll get into a lot. Most of what the show on Sunday will be mostly Lion stuff. We hope you are enjoying your 4th of July holiday so far. We hope you will continue to enjoy it. As I said, stay safe. Don't forget, every Saturday morning, including this Saturday morning from 9 to 10, Time Out with Andy Brown here locally on WCSR 92.1 FM. And on behalf of everyone at Frank Beck Chevrolet, folks, let me wish you a very happy July 4th. And remember, treat each other with respect. I'll talk to you again on Sunday. Until then, everyone, enjoy the rest of your weekend.